True crime. From cold cases to serial killers, missing persons, and more.
100% he did this.
I'd go off into fantasy world.
How much more lucky can you get that you're not on death row?
You want to know what we know.
My name is Jay. This is Guilty of Crime.
What is up, everybody, and happy Friday. Many of you guys are going to have 3-day weekends. So an early, happy, Labor Day coming up. What is up, everybody? Hit the like button as you come in, please. And hello, Holly S. All in Tanks, Randy B. You guys are already starting to pop off today and be amazing subscribers. Blue Tunes became a YouTube member, as well as Diane Maglior being a member for 3 months. I really love how you keep us informed. Well, thank you. You guys are, why I do this every day, to keep you up to date. And, we obviously want justice for Maddie, and we want justice for Maddie in a respectful way. I see all of you guys out there. Hello, Melly, the beautiful and one and only. Hit the like button. We want justice for Madeline Soto in a respectful way. Now, I see you guys all day long, and I love you. I love that you guys are watching all the channels, Grizzly True Crime, and, I saw you guys all on Strategic today. I saw Stephanie on there, and I saw Sweetie Brookahire, and, I just want to say I love you guys. I appreciate you guys really being dedicated to this case. What's up, JJ? Just remember, if you see something that's not in a respectful way, or you see something that doesn't line up with the real info, always feel free to say something, please. We all want to make sure that we're doing the right things and getting out the right information. So, what's up, Sunshine? Hello, everybody. JD Laura. All right. So, and that's okay. All in Tanks. We went over a lot of that yesterday. And it was about Maddie's, that letter, the letter that somebody, the letter that was written, or the poem that was written. So we went over that yesterday. That was a poem that was written. We're still trying to figure out if that was Stephen Stearns, but I do have writing to show you the difference. Some people don't think it's him, but I wouldn't call that a love letter. So Millie says, hey, Jay, love you all, and what you represent, justice for the one that doesn't have a voice, and your support to the one that needs a platform. All right, let me show you some pictures today. Yes, JJ, thank you. Jay is one of the best. Smash the like, please. Just remember, keep us on track, keep us creators on track, and make sure that you, if you don't hear something that's right, please say something. If you see something, say something, like Grizzly says. All right. Let me show you some pictures today. These are some other pictures that came through. This is John Young Parkway, and it's a car in John Young Parkway. So, I think, Carly, are you here? You sent me this picture. I'm not sure if that's the car we're looking at over there or over there. But there are quite a few new pictures. Marilyn McCrae says Jay's on track. Peace Girl, what's up? Good to see you. 205. Thanks for all you do, Jay. You do so much for this case. We're so grateful for you. Thank you. All right, let's take a look at these new pictures. And then I wanted to bring up the diary because somebody sent me pictures of Stephen Stearns' handwriting and are comparing it to the writing. So yes, Jen did it. I believe Jen needs to be arrested. Hashtag arrest Jen Soto. Jojo, Jay is always on point, and so is her hair. Hey, if my hair says anything about the case, then you know I'm on point. Lisa and Mary Herrera, Jay, you're best. You're the best. Love your channel. I love you guys. Chumba, I know you're coming from another country. Let's light a candle for Maddie. And look at these pictures. Some of these pictures are a little bit wild. Now, This is the picture. This is the poem I'm going to show you. This was a poem that somebody wrote, and I'm imagining that it's after she passed away. Somebody wrote this with a pencil, and then they inked over it. So I'm gonna go into my email after to show you writing from Stephen Stearns to see if this matches up. I don't think it does. I don't know. Maybe he wrote it with the pencil and then inked over it. But I wanted you to see this from me and hear it from me, and not speculate. I hate that Reddit speculation crap. I hate those Reddit. I hate all that speculation and the drama when it comes to Maddie. Brandy with a Y. Jay, finally catching a live on vacation. Your content is the best, and we all love you. Thank you. Arrest Zombie Soto. I love that. Adam says, I don't get adults with bad handwriting. Oh, man. Well, we don't all put that much into it. I think I'm an adult with bad handwriting. All right, let me read this to you real quick. You guys can decide what you think. JJ says, tell her guys wolf. Mods tell Jay Melly. All right. Tell me. It's called Always. Now, this has to be after Maddie's passed. I don't know where this came from. We're speculating who it is. Although it could be anyone. I don't know why it's in the evidence. It says your hair, it was like honey. Was past tense. With eyes stormy blue. Gone far too soon. I will always miss you. Your smile was a treasure. Your laughter filled the room. This world is not the same. I will always miss you. I loved you so much. I would have died for you. With no end to my tears, I will always love you. As I held you in my arms, my heart died with you. Rest in peace, sweetheart. I will always love you. And we saw the other side of it for Maddie. This is in the pictures of the evidence. I don't know who wrote it. We're completely speculating on this. This looks like the flat tire area. And these are just some new photos that came out that were released. So this is the area of the where Maddie's body is in St. Cloud, where it was dropped off. Again, that's where they had all the vigil and the memorial, I believe. Or no, actually, it's the other side. This is where the flat tire happened. The man child. Yeah, I love listening to you guys chat. Don't forget to hit that like button. You know, I know that it's Friday and everybody's all Madeline Soto'd out from today. I saw Grizzly's live and she had, 7,000 people in chat. And then the other creator that I won't mention again had 1.5 in chat. And I was like, man, this is popping. So if we can get 200 likes in here, that'd be great. Support your favorite local channel. I'm not local, but I'm your favorite. All right, so this looks like video game type of stuff. Now, we know that Stephen Stearns, all he did was play video games, watch cartoons, and paint those damn little Warhammer things. The ex-roommate told us. We've heard it from Jen. We've heard it from other people. This is like disgusting. Like, I want to punch this guy in the face. So this is Stephen Stearns, obviously playing with filters, drawing Maddie in as, acting like a man-child. Glowcart, thank you for liking my channel. I want to punch Stephen Stearns in the face with this picture. Hit the likes, you beautiful people. Thank you, Cinder. Thank you. We got to keep it classy. We can't sit there and make stories up and tell our stories off of Reddit. That's so disrespectful to Maddie. So disrespectful. Oh, I can't even. It just makes me so mad. Jackie B. Oh my God, his face looks better like that. It does. Call into it. I gotta put the call in. LOL. I wish I knew what you guys are talking about right now. All right, let's keep looking. Let's look at these pictures that were released. I mean, this guy is just, we know now he's a monster. He's a chomo. He's an awful human being. Why be sad when you can be Delulu? I don't know what that means, but how much for an angry fruit? I believe these came off of his phone or Maddie's phone. Either way, it was something that was in evidence. I hate this guy. Aw, that was her black kitty cat that we saw in the closet. So prayers for Maddie. When I see this cat, yeah, trying to be relatable. Ick. He is delusional. Stella, hey, my favorite channel, favorite people. Right, you gotta love these people. Waiting all day for the crime crew. Yes, I wish I could have got here earlier, but I have to work. Wah, wah, wah. All right, look at this guy. He looks like this is how he looks on the inside, folks. For me, this is how he looks. His teeth look all sharp, and that's how I see this guy on the outside. Look at this. He's a monster. This is really Delulu equals delusional. Well, thank you. I'm not hip right now. I'm not hip to the lingo. All right. Yeah, that's how he looks. That's how I see you, Stephen Stearns, on the outside. Thank you, Mac. Mac Randall. All right. The beard. Yeah, the beard. Ugh, disgusting. All right. And thank you, Carly, for sending me this. Yeah, he's trying to be cool, watching a new show, watching Bob's Burgers for the millionth time. And I imagine this guy watched Bob's Burgers, probably The Simpsons, and every other cartoon that he can find to relate to children. So cute, so cute. Oh, God, this is what he's going to look like in prison, folks. This is exactly what he's going to look like when somebody bends him over. All right. Evening, Jay, and all. Happy Friday, everybody. Thank you for being here. The only reliable witness here will be the cat. You can interview the cat. We should interview the cat. What's the cat's name? Let's do it. And yeah, Court TV. Court TV's here. Court TV, Grizzly True Crime was on there. Has been on there twice now. We love it. Welcome. And welcome to Stephen Stearns being initiated into jail. Bent over. Yeah, this is what he looks like now in that back seat. More memes when you send someone a meme across the room and wait for their reaction. This is what he was probably doing with Maddie. They were having some kind of undercover relationship or friendship, whatever she thought, but he was the adult. CC, you're getting this party started with a $2 super sticker. That's how the generosity starts. One person starts it and then it rolls. So thank you. Yeah, Wolfpack says thank you, everybody. Thank you. Hello, Court TV. We love everybody here, especially Court TV, one of my absolute favorites. I can watch that all day and all night. All right, there's a kitty cat. There's a fat kitty. I love black kitty cats. So cute. I wonder who's going to get the cat. All right, poor Maddie needed an adult in her life who cared. I agree. Too many people didn't. All right, I love looking at pictures like this. There's another kitty cat pic. I don't know who was taking this, but this looks like a just weird. Yeah, this is what this guy's going to look like when they shove food in his face at the prison, I hope. And then I saw this picture. I think it made it to, look at this potato. Peace Girl is jumping on the bandwagon. Peace Girl 205 is sending a $2.99 super sticker. Thank you so much. Doesn't Jen look like she has something wrong with her in this picture? Like she actually does. I know nothing is wrong with her, but she looks special. She looks special in this picture. Anyway, she should have been taking care of her daughter. I don't know who this person is that they blocked out, but Maddie is adorable, beautiful angel. Hello, Jay. Hi, mods in chat. Auntie Ree. Thank you. She is high. She's always high. Satanigup. I don't know how to say that, but she always high. She does have a lot wrong with her, but she's not as dumb as she looks. If your show helps just one mom notice the signs of grooming, all the coverage you do for Maddie is well worth it. And I hope so. I hope that you guys pay attention to these things. I hope you're already paying attention, but if you're not, I hope you pay attention to grown adults that are watching cartoons overly with your children, paying too much attention to them, texting them, and just little weird things. And notice your children's behavior changing. But Maddie is beautiful, and say a prayer for her. She didn't get to live her life. She's such a gorgeous angel. Rest in peace, Maddie. Man, so sad. Ugh, more of him. I don't know if that's Maddie. It looks like Maddie, possibly. Him trying to, again, be relatable to whoever he can, whatever children. Him again, getting punched in the face. Aw. And beautiful Maddie. I saw this picture today. On the they called it a love letter. Was it a love letter or a poem? That was not a love letter. Somebody wrote something and someone blew it out of proportion. Oh, what an angel. Yeah. Her gums stick out. Jackie B, you took the words right out of my mouth. So thank you. Thank you. I couldn't have said that better. Her gums do stick out. Witch, what's up? I see you everywhere, witch. Remember, if something doesn't sound right, please correct the creator that's saying stuff that's weird. All right? And she sent her daughter to the monster's bedroom. How is she not in jail for that? I agree. I'm going to keep that up while we look through these pictures. Oh, actually, we're done with these pictures. So we look through this. Bam, 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 bam. All right. Those are new pictures in this. And let me see if I can find I don't want to show you my email, though. I do love you guys, but I think that's a bit much. And I'm feeling a lot better today, so I feel kind of silly. I'm in a silly mood today. Let me see. Somebody sent me something. I'm going to show this anyway because I'm going to put this up really quick. I'm trying to give you guys all the information that I can. Again, please hit that like button if you like the content that I present and how I present it. Somebody said, hi. I'm going to read this to you. Ada Maldonado. Hi. Pat Sanford says, sup, friends. Always keeping it real. Street Booker Hire, you're right. I do sound way better. Thank you. I'm going to read this to you. Somebody sent it to me, and I want you guys to be able to send me emails and me be able to feature your emails on this show. So I think that's something I might do. I might do that where I have you guys send me emails that are pertinent to the case, and I'm able to share them with you guys on the channel. Can you get a petition to get Jen charged? We have a petition to get Jen charged. It just needs to be signed. If anybody has that link, please share it. Yes, Looney Booney has a lawyer now. She absolutely does have a lawyer. And I saw his name and I saw all of it. He's from Florida and he's a criminal defense attorney that's private. We can cover that. All right, let me read this to you. We're a little bit off on this, but I'm still going to read it. On May 14th at 1403 hours, Stefan makes a phone call to Chris, his dad. Chris pulls the call on, he puts it on a speaker so Stefan can speak to him as his wife at the same time. Now, this is when Stefan's arrested. Deborah tells Stefan someone put on YouTube that he wasn't at Madeline's party. Stefan states that he had not made it into there in time and everything was going good after he got to the house. Now, keep this in mind. This is when he implicates somebody else, that it wasn't just him. All right. Clark says, when I went to the page and it was gone. What page? What page, Clark, did you go to that was gone? Tell me what page was gone. All right. Let me read this to you guys. This is where Stefan implicates somebody else. And I think that this might come out even further. So Stefan states that everything went good when he got to Maddie's house. He got there 8 minutes and 32 seconds, or he was going good after he got to house. It says 8 minutes and 32 seconds into the call. Stefan states there's no reason for anything that happened. Oh, sorry. that happened to have happened. All right. So what happened to Maddie, her life being taken, her being strangled, her being dumped, all that happened, him moving the body to the back seat, all that, all the stuff that I think that he didn't account for because it was such a sloppy way he dumped her. Olga says, hello, Mrs. Guilty. Guilty of crime, but I'm not charged with anything. Pat Sanford, Crime Fam, I'm here. Emma McClure, I'd like to know what page you went to that was gone. All right. Sunshine said she's entitled, supported, and protected by her family. Her dad owned the 4-bedroom house she lived in and trashed and charged rent rooms out. Yeah, she could have kept that place for Maddie to be a safe place, and she didn't. Instead, she rented it out to a bunch of people and didn't keep her daughter safe. Yes, please, everyone sign the petition and get Jennifer Soto arrested. Yesterday, I shared that, and a bunch of people signed it, and I saw how great it boosted up. So thank you, Jay. I see a lot of J's today. Jay, guilty. It says for having a great channel. I'm guilty of having a great channel. Thank you. And I'm also guilty of receiving a bunch of memberships from you all, gifting Guilty of Crime memberships that you guys will not regret. So thank you. I pity Stern's defense team. They're going to have their work cut out. Yep. And it's going to be a rough trial, and it's state paid for, so nobody's paying for that. It's just a signed. Thank you, Mrs. Guilty. All right, let me finish reading that. Nothing should have happened. That happened. Chris then asked Stefan about the events on 2/28. Remember, that was the night Maddie's life was taken. Meaning, why did Stefan drive to Northport, folks? Why the heck did he drive to Northport for like 10 minutes? Stefan said he wanted to grab a few things and get his ducks in a row. Now, that wasn't the night. That was the next, or that night after he had already dumped Maddie, I believe, on the 28th. No, that was the next night when he took her car, which the police never announced. They never announced that that it was him in the car, but we now know he took Jen's car. All right. So, he wanted to grab a few things that night. Now, this is after the murder, and get his ducks in a row, kind of prepare himself for what was coming. But I couldn't find what I was looking for. I think he was looking for a hard drive or evidence that he could throw away. This is during the time Stefan attempted to log into his Google account to delete the images and videos of his essay abuse against Maddie. Chris tells Stefan he wished they could understand how this whole situation came. Here's a key, guys. Here's a key. Came about, and Stefan replies, I didn't start this. Chris told Stefan he participated in it, and Stefan says yes. At no point during the conversation did Stefan deny murdering Maddie. A copy of the phone call was submitted into evidence.com. The supplemental report will be forwarded to the state attorney. All right. So Stefan doesn't deny it, folks, but he also, not that he didn't deny it, he implicates somebody else in it. And who do you think that somebody else is? Well, it's Jen Soto. Let me pull this down so I'm not showing you my emails. I love you guys, but I don't know about showing you my emails. All right, somebody sent me pictures of, where is it? Why am I not seeing it? Huh. Hold on. Somebody sent me pictures of the writing. Just letting you know about, he did great. Right, where the leak. Okay, so this is not it. I'm trying to find it. Somebody sent me a picture, and I don't know what happened to it. There was a picture of different writing. I guess I'll look for it while we're playing it. I don't want to sit there and take up the whole time because we got to go over the incident report. 316 in chat. Smash the like button, y'all. I'm going to present this incident report. Now, I couldn't talk the other day. I could, but it hurt and it was terrible. So I didn't want to talk and I didn't want to read, but now I'm going to go over this incident report that's 14 pages and kind of smash through it. This is the homicide squad. This is the document that tells the narrative about what happened. So let me open it with Maddie that night, etc., etc. Lots of details in this. So let's go over it together. Brenda P. hopping on that bandwagon 4 months. Remember, looking into the info for Maddie and found your channel. Have been with you since. You are awesome, Jay, and I love the crime crew. Well, thank you. And I hope you guys sign that petition. And I hope you guys know that all information that I send over, or I'm sorry, that I relate to you or report on, I want you to know that I do my best to not only verify it and make sure it's content that's true, but also not put false information out there and not report on Reddit stuff. Sometimes I'll show you Reddit stuff, but I'll tell you it's not a fact. It could be, it could be something that it's just a theory. All right. Tiffany Kimsey says he's just a creep. And Stoned Barbie says, washing my floor while listening. Will sign when I'm done. Well, thank you. Sarah says, hi, all. Hello to everybody. I hope you guys have a wonderful 3-day weekend. And let's listen to me talk for a while. All right. So the incident report, you guys can kick back and just listen. This report documents the involvement in the investigation by Detective O'Malley and summarizes additional involvement by Orange County Homicide Unit and the timeline and involvement of the unit and assistance with the investigation. Now, this incident report is one of many. So I'm going to go over this because there are other ones that have 80 pages and 52 pages. This has 14. And I think that it's important to go back and tell you the times. All right. So this starts on February 26, 2024. 1,643 hours, which would be what? If you minus 12, it's 2, something like that. 243. I don't know. You guys tell me what 1,643 hours. I'm not a military time person. So at 1643, the Orange County Sheriff's Office 911 Communication Center receives a call advising that a female named Maddie had not been seen since 8 o'clock in the morning on February 26, 2024. We know she was missing before that. Now, in the calls today, I wanted to highlight this because in the calls, when we hear the teacher talking, the teacher says they didn't get an email until 5:36. And thank you, guys are amazing. Thank you, Star Z. Where'd it go? 4:43. Okay, perfect. The 5:32 or 5:36, the teacher didn't get an email until then, folks. So when Maddie's mom, when Jen Soto was saying that she messaged them when she was missing, no, she didn't. And I have a feeling that she didn't because she knew what the fate of Maddie was. All right. So she says that the caller provides the last known description of Maddie with a green hoodie. Remember, Jen Soto did not call 911. The caller, it was either Stephanie Soto or Yolanda Zambrano, and advised that Maddie was reportedly dropped off in the area of 1352, Town Loop by Peace Methodist Church at approximately 8 o'clock in the morning on February 26th. That's where it all started. Maddie never made it out of the house alive. Orange County Sheriff's Office responded to the call for service and began the initial investigation to look for Maddie, her being missing. During the course of the preliminary investigation, detectives called and notified the Orange County Sheriff's Office. Domestic crimes. Detective Francis Hunt. We talk later about Hunt, and Hunt questioned Stephen Stearns at the Orange County Sheriff's Office. A missing person above the age of 12 is initially in the investigative responsibility of domestic crimes. Another thing is they also told Jen Soto that they had sex crimes unit and brutal. So I forget what the other word was, but a very alarming word. J. Wen Makita. And Rhode Island. I'm in Pennsylvania. Time is trippy. All right. I'm glad I feel better today. I can read to you. I can read. So now, okay, February 26th was the day Maddie went missing. Her life was taken. She never made it out of the house alive. February 27th, Orange County Sheriff's Office Sex Crimes Unit assumed to investigate the responsibility for this investigation. I wonder why they put the Sex Crimes Unit. I don't think they saw Stern's phone yet. Now, the investigation led by the SCU, we're going to call it, was Mara Tagler. We hear about Tagler later. Tagler and Hunt interviewing Stearns and Soto and the parents. February 27th, I became aware of the ongoing investigation. This is an officer. I spoke to Sergeant Joseph Cavelli at the Orange County Sheriff's Office, who requested a number of homicide detectives, and they give the names, to attend a meeting and briefing them on the Criminal Investigation Division staff, as well as SCU and other involved units at Orange County Sheriff's Office. So we're still on February. Well, we went from February 27th to February 28th. Maddie's now missing 1.5 days. The investigative details at the time I was briefed regarding the investigation, it was still unknown whether Maddie was missing and still alive or missing and deceased. The purpose of the investigation was to find Maddie. Other arrests and charges that happened during the course of the investigation were a result of information and evidence gained while actively searching for Maddie. So now we skip ahead to them getting a search warrant for the Lincoln MKZ. And you guys always trip me out about this Florida tag. It's IY late, IYLL82. IY late. I don't know. It was determined on February 26th. Stephen Stearns told deputies and detectives that he drove off with Maddie in his silver Lincoln, which attached Florida license plate IYLL82. Detective sealed and towed the vehicle and executed a search warrant on the vehicle. And we see at the Orange County Sheriff's Office Forensic Bay, with assistance of the crime scene investigator Hannah. We are going to hear these names over and over. Detective Tagler and I met with CSI Minor in the Forensics Bay while she was processing the vehicle. I viewed collected items within the vehicle with CSI Minor. Inside the vehicle, the following items of possible evidentiary value were located: a silver color Lincoln MKZ vehicle rim with a shredded rubberized tire around the rim. The majority of the tire was missing from the rim and was sitting on a miscellaneous personal item and trash within the trunk. Of course, there was trash in the trunk. The vehicle at the time it was towed had a spare tire on the rear driver's side. And the rim is suspected to have been the rim tire that was originally on the vehicle. This item was identified as suspected evidence and relayed to CSI Minor. They also found a pocket knife within the center console of the vehicle. At the time of the search, they had not recovered. Maddie had not been recovered. The pocket knife was identified as a potential weapon if something were to have been recovered. If Maddie were to has been recovered, they say it wrong, to be harmed. So if Maddie was harmed, they're thinking that that's what they're thinking. Yo, MTV Raps. Do I sound like a VJ or a DJ right now? Yeah, we're going to get to that. That's why we're doing the timeline. I don't know if we're going to get the time of the tire being in the trash, but we're going to go through this so you guys can know, and we can make sure that we go through all the reports. 333. Say a prayer for Maddie, everybody, if you will. All right. Let's get through this because we got audio to listen to, and I got to get through some of this. So inside was numerous blue latex gloves in the center console. More latex glove from the passenger door. Numerous used white and color paper towels and napkins. The items were identified as potential items of evidence. A blanket was found in the back seat. A blue latex glove was recovered from under the passenger seat. The search warrant, the return for the search warrant and attached property form were submitted. They always have to leave one in the car and give you a copy. A copy of the photographs taken by Minor in regards to the 2010 Lincoln MKZ was reported and obtained by Orange County. During the early stages of the investigation, they have a mobile vehicle tracking device. So This is good to know. During the early stages, I became aware that Stephen Stearns was in possession and had access to 3 motor vehicles. The vehicles are as follows. We got the 2012 taupe colored Honda Civic, and they give us the license plate. And then we got the 2010 MKZ we just talked about, and then a 2022 Nissan Sentra that was Jen's or is Jen's, and they give us a license plate. Based on ongoing facts and circumstances of the case, I authored a mobile vehicle tracking device authorization warrant for each of the 3 listed vehicles in effort to assist the ongoing efforts to locate Maddie. The warrants were presented to Honorable Judge Reginald, who reviewed and signed the warrants. Due to the ongoing circumstances, the vehicles were not tracked and no data was collected as to their locations. The Lincoln MKZ never left the custody of Orange County Sheriff's Office. The search warrants and search warrant returns were provided by Kissimmee Police. They also did a cell site historical search warrant on February 28th. The detective was asked to complete cell site historical, complete the search warrant for the phone numbers associated with Jennifer Soto, Madeline Soto, and Stephen Stearns as part of the ongoing investigation. The following is hypnosis of Detective Calise's involvement. All right, so they definitely worked fast on this, everybody. They worked fast and they worked hard. Gail Overly says, "Hi, Jane Gang. I'm driving around and listening. I hope that you're enjoying me talk today. I'm glad that my voice sounds better, so it's not so bad for you guys. Every time you hit the like button, share, subscribe, all that is appreciated. I can't make out his parents either. Like, his dad was just spilling shit, but then he was on the phone with him supporting him. All right, let's look at what they got here. During the investigation, they're talking about the different things that they got a search warrant for, etc. They talked about assisted with the mapping and analyzation of returned cell phone records on all 3 phones, Maddie's, Jen's, and Stefan's, and I believe Stefan had 2. So license plate reader through the course of the case, they canvassed physically and digitally for video surveillance, which is great. I think more is going to come out soon. They captured his Lincoln MKZ the morning of February 26th and the coming days before he was seized and towed by Orange County Sheriff's Office. The following timeline was created based off of the collected data. Individual detectives who collected the surveillance completed supplemental reports detailing the collection. The purpose of the timeline was to establish Stephan. It says Stephan Soto's. It's Stephen Stearns pattern of life on February 26th. That's great that they did that. So they're checking what he did every day, roughly around what time and what his patterns were. On February 26th at 7:30, Stephan was captured on the apartment complex surveillance video camera. So remember, this is 7:30, and Stephan Stearns is in he's driving, and Maddie's in the front passenger seat. Now, this is key because Madeline is closed and her seatbelt was on. She was slumped over in the seat and her head was leaning and tilted to the left towards the driver's seat. So she was facing towards Stephan. And from the video surveillance, this was steadily identified as not a common sitting position and not a position consistent with Maddie still being alive. So this was key in this investigation. 5 minutes later, Stearns was captured on the apartment complex, okay, here it is, folks. Now they're giving you the timeline for key things. So thank you so much, Melly. I love you too. Lots of hearts to you. Lots of love. Thank you so much for the $2 super sticker. All hearts. Thank you. Who else is going to jump on that bandwagon? All you got to do is hit the like button. If you don't have means to donate, please hit the like button. That helps. All right. Here's the timeline, folks. 5 minutes later, Stephan Stearns was captured on the apartment complex, placing trash bags in the community trash receptacle compactor. Stephan was wearing a red shirt and what appeared to be khaki color pants. All right. So this is 5 minutes after he leaves the complex. Then Half an hour after leaving, Stearns passed a license plate reader on South John Young Parkway. The camera angle from behind through the passenger side, you can see it can be seen that the front passenger seat is leaned towards the rear versus being positioned straight up. So he's got Maddie leaning back and to the side. All right. At 8:19, which is 9 minutes later, Stephen Stearns re-enters the apartment complex. So he goes, does whatever he's going to do, dumps whatever he's going to dump. And then he comes back 9 minutes later. Maddie is still in the front passenger seat and still leans slumped back towards that position. Maddie, it says being alive, but not being alive. Then 12 minutes later, Stefan exits the apartment complex again through the rear entry, and Maddie can still be observed in the front passenger seat of the vehicle. So now he's got Maddie in the freaking front seat, not alive. We're at an hour and 1 minute, and he's driving around doing his thing with Maddie dead. All right. So 8 minutes later, Stefan was captured on numerous license plate readers traveling towards Orange County, Florida. 8:39, he passed another license plate reader, and it tells you where. If we were to map it out, but I'll leave the mapping to who that does maps. I don't do Naomi. You must like what you hear today. $5 super sticker. Thank you so much. You guys are amazing. And Janet, all the way from another country, sending me pounds, $4.99 super sticker. Thank you so much. Y'all, jump on that bandwagon. Jump on it. I would jump on it if I could. I could jump on it by gifting you guys memberships, and I will as we listen to the audio. Amy Cray sends me a $10 super chat. Thanks for all you do. Love from MA. What is that? Is that Massachusetts? All right. You guys are awesome. Hit that like or you're a potato. Well, I won't call you a potato, but we'll call Jen one. So let's listen to this timeline. Listen to me talk the timeline so you know, and then I'll get to the audio. So this is awesome. We see him passing. We're getting the timeline. We're seeing what he dumped and where, how many times he went in and out. Now we're at 9:16. Stefan passes a business camera in the intersection of Orangewood and Gateway. Now, 9 minutes later, he passes a red light camera northbound on John Young. So he's just driving all over. 10 minutes later, he's observed on business surveillance cameras pulling into the parking garage at 2405 Commerce Park Drive. The Lincoln pulled in the top floor of the garage. Now, remember, this is at 9:35 in the morning when he gets in the parking garage of a Holiday Inn and moves Maddie's body from the trunk, from the front seat to the trunk. You guys are amazing. Hot mess. Equines. Gifted one guilty of crime membership. You guys are amazing. All right, let's keep going. Now you're here in the timeline. So he gets out he gets in the parking garage, goes to the top floor, takes Maddie's body from the front seat to the trunk, puts her in. He exited the front driver's seat of the vehicle, went to the trunk. He was still wearing his red colored shirt and khaki pants that they got initially. After rearranging things in the trunk, he walked to the front passenger seat, bent down, reached in, carried Maddie's lifeless body in his arms, and placed her in the trunk of the vehicle. He continued to rearrange things inside of the trunk and then shut all the doors and pulled out the parking garage. February 26th. We're still on that day. I'm sorry. We're at 8 minutes later. He's observed just 8 minutes later on southbound John Young. The images in the front of the vehicle, Stefan is seen driving the vehicle, still wearing a red shirt, hasn't changed. Let me see. So he's 1 minute later, he's observed passing southbound John Young Parkway and past a red light. He passed a license plate reader. Now they're just grabbing him all over. And then he passed a license plate reader again. They're just documenting that. So just a minute later, he passed from another camera. Documentation through the investigation showed that Stephens made a phone call while it says something. I think it says while at Jen Soto's house at 10:17. He did not bring his phone with him in the morning, proving at this time he re-entered into Jen Soto's residence. The constant driving pattern and documentation of Stephen, and it says Soto, it's Stephen Stern's vehicle from the time he left Jen Soto's residence with clearly a here it is with a clearly deceased body through the time period where he placed her in the trunk of the vehicle and returned to Jen's residence. It's clear that when he arrived back home at her residence to make a phone call to whoever he was calling was still inside the trunk of the vehicle. So he left Maddie in the trunk deceased while he was in the house calling. During the time frame while he was at home, he's observed on the apartment video surveillance at 10:54 placing additional trash inside the trash compactor of the apartment complex. Then so this is around the time he starts throwing stuff away. It's the tire doesn't get thrown away till later because he hasn't had the flat tire yet. So he's throwing stuff in the trash compactor, and it says belonging to Maddie that would have went with her to school in the morning. So here it is. This is the time he threw stuff away. At 10:54 is when he's throwing her backpack and personal school items that were supposed to go with her to school in the trash compactor. Eventually, records showed that Stefan left with Maddie, I think, or left Jen Soto's apartment complex and traveled to local business. He's observed on camera again for the umpteenth time. All right, here's the rest of the timeline. Wow, that's a mouthful. Thank you guys so much for being here and supporting my channel. Tiffles, $2 here listening. I hit the like. Hey, y'all. What's up, Tiffles? I love your American flag / peace / it looks like a sunflower pattern. And Veronica, you're amazing. Thank you for gifting a one guilty of crime membership. You guys are kicking ass today. All right. Let's get the rest of this timeline out. I think this is important. On February 26th at 12:49, he does again. He passes a camera traveling towards St. Cloud. We know he's going to dump Maddie in St. Cloud. Another 16 minutes. He's still traveling east towards St. Cloud. And then another minute, still traveling. They caught him on a different camera going towards St. Cloud. And that's what they're saying here. Then at 13:15, he's still traveling eastbound. Stefan's Lincoln then passed a dot camera. During the same time period, he continued eastbound through Michigan and 192. Camera still traveling towards St. Cloud. So it's what? About almost a half an hour or so later, he's still traveling that way, which it does take that long. It's about 30 minutes. At this time, Stefan's vehicle was observed on the traffic lights. This is also a general location that Maddie's body was found deceased at on Friday, March 1st. The path of travel from Jen's apartment to Old Hickory Road Tree shows that after deleting the content on his cell phone at 12:12, he made the decision to drive to the location where he ultimately discarded Maddie's deceased body. He is unaccounted for in the area for approximately 54 minutes. After approximately 54 minutes, Stefan began traveling back towards Jen's residence. So February 26th, we're going back to that timeline. It just talks about him at 14:11 returning back to Jen's residence. Then 2 minutes later, they still see him traveling on another light towards Jen's residence. 13 minutes later, 11 minutes later, he passed another vehicle reader and he's still traveling towards Jen's house. So they're basing the travel on the dot cameras and the traffic cameras. And so Stefan leaves the area. Shortly after Stefan returned to Jen's, they went to pick her up from school and realized she didn't attend on February 26th. So they began the process of acknowledging and reporting that she's missing. So now this is 4:36. Stefan Stearns is again seen using the trash compactor inside of the complex. All right, this is a pretty freaking good timeline. I hadn't seen it like this, so I'm glad I get to break it down for you in this way. Thank you guys again for being here and breaking it down, being with me, listening to me go and go and go. This is very damning evidence against him. He's screwed. And I can't wait to see further evidence and further video. All right. All right, we're almost done with this. I just wanted you guys to see how tight of an alibi they have. Look at Stephen Stern's car driving on the street. Yeah, they have everything. So this just goes into the Hickory Tree Elementary School surveillance. They've got that. Rockers Lockers. Now, Bree, I don't know where you are, but Rockers Lockers is a place of interest. This is the first time I've seen it like that. You're going at Jay is why I came. Oh, you guys are awesome. I'm glad you guys like when I talk in my voice and not just play videos. All right. Rockers Lockers, video surveillance on Old Hickory Tree Road. They've got that. Rockers Lockers, Bree, if you can talk and chat about Rockers Lockers and what that is. Collected DVR to extract. I think it was Rockers Lockers video surveillance. I think it is a video surveillance place, right? Or is it? I'm not sure exactly, but Bree, if you come in chat, let us know what we talked about with the Rockers Lockers. All right, let's keep going. They have a lot of stuff. Osceola Window and Doors. They have their surveillance, and then they have an interview with Jen Soto. I believe this is okay. This is the interview where she talks about sex stuff not being evil. So they give her the interview on Wednesday, February 28th. They interview them separately. And this is where they show Jennifer a close-up photograph of a white male penis. Jennifer viewed the picture but wasn't unable to identify the penis. Detective Khalees then presented her with another image of a penis pulled over a pair of pants. Again, Jennifer viewed the image and identified the penis as belonging to Stephen. Jennifer believed this was Stephen's penis based on the clothing and blanket near his peep. A few moments later, Detective Khalees paused the interview with Jennifer and waited for Kissimmee Police Department to respond so the interview could continue. So this is where on February 28th, Jen realizes this is going down. On February 28th, this is the Criminal Investigation Division, and this is them talking about the different interviews. So and the search, homicide unit search on Old Hickory Tree Road. They attempted to locate video surveillance or witnesses of, I believe, whatever it was that they, I'm not really sure what they saw. So they've got Detective Khalees that conducted a search. They didn't find anything. Cordero, Miller, Rambaugh, Robles, and Bullock. Now, Stephen Stern's cell phone seizure and warrant, they talk about that. They placed him in an interview room that was monitored by audio and video. While in the interview room, I became aware that Stephen Stern was in possession of an Apple iPhone and had recently come into possession of it. I walked into the room, asked Stephen if he would provide his cell phone, which he did by removing it from his pocket. I authored a search warrant from the cell phone and presented the warrant to the judge. All right, so now he's got his cell phone taken. We've seen that, or we've heard that, but we haven't seen that on the report. On February 28th, they gave a search for the Nissan Sentra. They did that thoroughly. And then infotainment search warrant. So they're giving search warrants everywhere and getting as much information as they can. So they did a search warrant on the Lincoln MKZ. And then now they're talking about Chris Stern's interview, Corporal Alexander Richards. We listened to that. Northport, Florida travel. The course of investigation was determined. So they're just talking about the different interviews that they did, and we're going to listen to some of those today. They talk about the Lincoln MKZ chain of custody with the detective and what they did. They were talking about releasing it, and then I think I'm going to skip down to you because we've already been doing this for 53 minutes. So thank you, Jay. You are the best. Thank you. I appreciate you so much. Member for 1 month. You guys are awesome. And Scary Sherry, I did not forget you. I did not miss that. Thank you so much for the $9.99 super chat. All right. It's amazing. So thank you. I love you guys. You're awesome. Everybody hit that like button. If you haven't hit the like button, please do. Also, share if you haven't, and subscribe if you forgot to. All right. Yo, but all this information gathering yet, they didn't arrest the Nut Jen, at least not yet. That's a key, as not yet the classic one, the classic one. They haven't done it yet, but there's so much evidence and so much information that I can't imagine that they won't. Hot Mess Aquinas gifted one guilty of crime membership. Thank you. You guys are rock stars, really are. This is the best crime crew. I agree, sweetie. All right, so let's go. Page 13. Jennifer Soto didn't know if Madeline told Stefan in person or via phone about having a crush on a boy at school. I asked Jen how she felt Stefan reacted to Maddie having a crush on a boy, and she said he was excited for her. Does anyone believe that? And it was super cute. Does anyone believe that Stefan Stearns was excited that Maddie had a crush on a boy? Anybody? 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 No. All right. Nobody does. And you know what? This actually could have been a motive why Stefan took Maddie's life. Just saying. It could absolutely be a reason why. Thank you, Marilyn. Thank you. Yeah, I don't think he was at all. Graciela, blessed be all. Yeah, no. This is a good possibility. And Kate Takes, is good to see you. That's the motive. I agree. That could be a strong motive. Thank you all. All right. We began speaking about the living room situation in the residence as it appeared common that Maddie and Stefan slept in the same bed together, even though they were not blood related or extended family. Jen Soto said that she had a rule that Maddie was not allowed to sleep in the bed with Stefan. Jen claimed Stefan never requested to sleep in the same bed as Maddie, but she struggled to maintain focus when she answered the question. So what they're saying is she sounds like she's lying. Jennifer Soto also claimed that Maddie asked for sleepovers with Stefan and that she wanted to watch movies and eat snacks. She then went into talking about the three of them staying in the same bed back in June 2023 and described she would sleep on one side of the bed and Stefan would sleep on the other and Maddie would sleep in the middle. Jennifer acknowledged that eventually she okayed the sleepovers between Maddie and Stefan. Big mistake, lady, big mistake. She could be arrested on that alone. Now, the interview continued in the path to find out if Jen Soto had any knowledge of the current location of Maddie, but Jen remained steadfast. She didn't know where the body of Maddie was. That's crazy. She didn't know their body was. How'd they know she was dead already? They continued to deny involvement in regards to the knowledge of Madeline Soto's murder and continued to deny knowledge of any victimization by Stefan Stearns. During portions of the interview, Jennifer continuously protected Stefan Stearns and was questioned about why she prioritizes Stefan Stearns over Maddie. Even at one point referred to the sex stuff as not evil, but the murder of Maddie as evil. The interview eventually ended, but Jennifer Soto did not show the same level of emotion or care in regards to Maddie being victimized by Stefan Stearns that she did about her disappearance. It appeared to me that she had already accepted the victimization was happening and her emotion appeared fictitious. All right, so this is our only hope. They do have Jen Soto's cell phone. They seized that by a warrant. They have her vehicle. They seize that by a warrant. They have Stefan's vehicle, obviously, and they have a bunch of crime scene photos. 2 CDs, to be exact. And that's it. Throughout the course of investigation, it was determined that Maddie was deceased when leaving their apartment. The investigation showed travel into the Orange County, Florida area, as well as initial fictitious last seen location of Maddie, which was the parking lot of the church, which they're saying she wasn't there. And let's see what else. This supplemental investigation report, along with the reports, other supplemental reports documented in the search and investigation efforts to include efforts at the command post. They give the address. All supplemental reports to be completed by Orange County Sheriff's Office. and turned over to Kissimmee Police Department. All right. We never have to go through that document again. We're done. Evil, evil, evil. Sex stuff is not evil. The murder is. Crazy. All right. Let's keep going. Now we're going to get into the audio. If you guys haven't heard it or you have, now you're going to hear it with me. And we're going to break it down. We're going to be able to talk about it together because I know you guys are dying to discuss this. All right. I didn't mean to put that up. Hold on. All right. And I want to thank Grizzly True Crime for providing the audio. So thank you.
Today's date is February 29, 2024. The time is 13:02 hours. It's going to be reference to Orange County case number 24-011313. I'm Detective Bradshaw with the Orange County Sheriff's Office. Ma'am, could you state your first and last name for me, please?
Madison Brady,
Could you spell Madison for me?
Madison.
And then Brady, Brady?
Yes.
Okay, and what's your birthday? And my understanding is you are. We're here today to kind of talk about the situation that's in. I have a couple of specific questions that I have to ask you. But can you tell me a little bit about, like, you know, what you know, your relationship with her is, just any information that you could give me on that?
So I met her at the beginning of this school year in an ESE meeting. She was being transferred over from 504, that she was under that in sixth grade with our sixth grade counselor, Miss Merritt, transferring over at the beginning of this year to the ESE services with our ESE staffing specialist, Miss McGregor. So I was sitting in on that meeting. In that meeting, they approved that switch and she got switched over. I heard a little bit about her background in terms of having ADHD, a lot of problems with focus that affects her schoolwork and grades, and then some mental health concerns in terms of a lot of anxiety and panic attacks. So from there, I have been doing ongoing check-ins with her throughout the school year thus far. I think we've met about, I was looking at it earlier, 6 times.
Okay, since the beginning of the school year?
Correct. And when I pressed about that, it seemed to.
All right, folks. I'm sorry I neglected to say who this is. This is not her mom. We're listening to teachers and neighbors and a counselor, their police interview, and do you think they're going to testify? So I want you to think about if any of the information is relevant, what they're going to testify about, and we can talk about that. Some of them say that everything was, you know, they thought Maddie just couldn't focus because of her ADHD and the plan she was on, and others had a lot more insight than that. The neighbors had insight, and what insight, and who was going to make it to trial and testify. Now, some of them don't really have anything, and they didn't notice. They didn't, you know, obviously they didn't notice because they didn't turn her in or them in or tell. She did what 6 times from the beginning of the school year? Miss School? I couldn't hear. All right, let me go back. I did not hear what they said she did 6 times. It could be Miss School or be late.
She has come to me. It's often been those feelings of panic. She's come to me like in the middle of class or during lunchtime, just feeling really panicked, kind of heavy breathing, feeling really overwhelmed. And when we've had our conversations about, well, what's going on? What's making you feel this way? I've gotten responses saying, well, it's my anxiety. Sometimes I don't know.
All right. So I'll tell you as it changes. Right now, it's a teacher, and the teacher's name is B, or Madison B. And I was trying to gift a membership. So it's not going to be Jen Soto, and it's not anybody else but teachers, neighbor, and counselor that are talking about Maddie right now. All right, and let's go.
I'm just really overstimulated with all the noise in the cafeteria, but I've also gotten responses with, well, things at home with her. And when I pressed about that, it seemed to be things along the lines of, well, she gets upset that I'm forgetful or that I don't clean my room the way she wants me to. And we talked about what that does to affect her. And she says, yelling, that makes me get overstimulated, and then I can't respond to her in a way that she wants me to. So we discussed strategies for kind of calming herself down and talking. She's calm about how that makes her feel. And she reported to me that she did have that conversation for our past check-ins since December. So December, January, February, we had a check-in every single month, and each of those check-ins she had said to me, things are better at home and things are a little bit better at school. And I haven't had her come to me in months with any sort of panic or anxiety. I did have her mention on occasion her home situation. At that time was when I asked her about that. The only thing she really said was, I don't really like him. He's kind of weird. So I said, okay, well, what does that mean? How is he weird? Why don't you like him? And her responses were nothing of that level of concern. It was
All right. She's talking about Stefan right now and saying that Stefan was kind of weird. She didn't really like him being there. So it was nothing of a huge concern. So I don't know if some of you guys heard this, but Carly's texting me. Don't text me that. Don't text me that, Carly. All right. So justice for Maddie, and teachers missed too many red flags. I agree, but they didn't see anything that would be outrageous. She didn't say anything that would give alarms other than, oh, I didn't like him. He was annoying. He ate my food, or he just was in my space.
well, he eats all of our food and he hangs out in the living room and it makes me uncomfortable because I don't really like him, so I don't want him to be there. But nothing ever to the level of concern that we're seeing now. And the last thing I heard about him was he's moving out. I'm happy about that, and that's helping me feel better with home.
When was that conversation that he was moving out?
That was about a couple of months ago, so I would say around December.
Okay, so sometime in December, you guys had a meeting and she said,
Damn, they were back.
Did she ever mention anything to you about having depression? Or
All right, this is a good one right here when they talk about her having depression, and if she does. Now, I want you to keep in mind there's a lot of redactions in this, so when it gets quiet like that, it's them redacting. So thank you for understanding that.
or like suicidal thoughts or any suicidal attempts or anything like that?
She never mentioned anything along those lines. It was always more so focused on the anxiety and the panic.
Okay.
And a lot of times she wasn't able to verbally articulate what exactly was making that panic arise beyond feeling overstimulated or just not knowing.
Okay. So she never mentioned to you about wanting to hurt herself, wanting to die, wanting to
Now, they use the S word in here a lot. You guys know what that means, unaliving. So, yeah, we don't want to say that, but they do talk about that a lot, but go a little bit past.
ever disclosed or
anything along
brought
those
up to you.
lines.
Okay. Let me check and see. There's, like I said, there's some other questions that I have to ask, and I just want to make sure that I touched on them. Okay. Did you ever see, I know we talked about like the anxiety and the panic attacks, and you said she never, mentioned anything about being depressed or being suicidal or anything. Did you ever see her exhibit any of those behaviors, like that she is depressed, or that she, like, did you notice anything about her that was out of the ordinary other than the things we've already talked about?
It seemed more so to be very up and
So I don't know if they're going to bring this teacher on. You did not miss a lot, Army Mom. You missed me reading the incident report. I read the incident report for like an hour more than I expected to. Okay. So let's see. Yeah, right now they're talking about if the teacher ever thought she would harm herself. Yeah, she's a sweetheart, and she uses the unaliving word that we don't like to use. So, another thing, I'm trying to figure out, and why you think, I want your opinion, who's going to testify and who's not. Now, this teacher might testify as a character witness and who Maddie was, but she doesn't have a lot of information. Not really.
down.
Okay.
Like she would have those heightened moments of the panic and the crying, and just kind of, she would go from that to just like shutting down after the panic. And then if you talked her through it a little bit, like there's one specific instance in my statement that she could not say what was making her feel that way. And so I asked her to draw it out, and she was able to do that.
Okay.
And then she kind of put on there just like a lot of scribbles, which to her, she said that meant just like the chaos of all the feelings and thoughts that she's having that make her feel overwhelmed. And then words she wrote. So things along the lines of like, why, or crying and things like that. And after that happened, I reached out that she wasn't at school for a couple days. So I was like concerned of, okay, we went from this to now being out. What is happening? I reached out. And at that point,
So redacted.
She said that she appreciated that and that helped her in that day, which at the end of that conversation with her, she was able to calm down and feel better. But at that point, that's when it got a little concerning, to the point that I reached out to just to say, hey, what's going on? And found out, okay, she at least has supposedly weekly therapy sessions outside of school.
And most of these things you said that would trigger these panic attacks or these anxiety inducing issues were because of issues that were going on with them, correct? Like where she would argue with.
It seemed to be a combination of bringing that from home, the arguments and the feeling like she's taking on those feelings out.
I want you guys to keep this in mind that Jen and Maddie fought quite a bit. And I bet you Stefan capitalized on them fighting, and he played the good guy, the mediator. Come with me, Maddie. It's fine. Let's go. Let's not worry about your mom. I bet you he capitalized on every second of that. So keep that in mind. Somebody said it perfect earlier. If we can save one kid from going through this, or we can open the mind of one person that recognizes their child or another child being groomed, please pay attention. If it's a child that you're a teacher of, or you have a friend that comes over with your kids that acts like this, or anything that has to do with this, ask them. Ask them if by chance they're being, you can ask them in a nice way or ease into it. But yeah, if we can save one child, just ask them or find out a little bit deeper what's going on. Now, do you sleep with that person? Do they just dig a little deeper? Because I feel like this could have been stopped.
A home of, I don't feel safe in terms of not necessarily physically safe, but emotionally safe, that at me and causing me to feel overstimulated. And then I come to school and it's loud and there's lots of kids and I'm overstimulated again.
But it wasn't.
I've been talking to my daughter about that, Chumba. You said we need to teach our children about grooming. I agree. I've been talking to my daughter about that, and grown people will tend to do that. They'll feel their way in with the child. They'll talk to their kid, or they'll talk to a kid and just kind of feel their way, what comfortability. Oh yeah, so did you take a shower last night? Oh, you didn't tell me about that. Why? Oh, you took a bath? And they'll start feeling their way into just like the most innocent level. So you guys, everybody needs to identify that and try to see what, just dig a little bit deeper, because this could have been prevented. Now, would she have a lot of trauma, and would she be in therapy forever? Yes. Would she be alive? Yes, probably.
And things she said along the lines of, my room's not clean, or you forget to do this, or you don't do that. So to me, that's like things about it was never,
especially at that age, with the teenage age, Okay, so how about her grades or her behavior? Have you noticed any shift in her grades or the behavior that she would normally exhibit?
Grades have seemed stable. We've been working on, in our check-ins, kind of coming up with strategies because of her ADHD and in terms of getting her missing work in to bring up the grades. And she seemed to be making improvements with that since around December, when she started reporting things are better at home, at school. Our last check-in was February 6th, I believe. And at that point, she was very happy that day. I called her down just to do our check-in, and she said things are going really well. She feels really happy. Things are better. They're better at school. And that was the last time we had a check-in.
And that was because of the strategies that you had kind of given her to help her?
Yes, she had been getting some of that work in. Her teachers are working with her because she has the IEP, and she said that she used the strategies at home to talk about when we're calm, let's talk about what it's like when we're not calm and how that makes us feel.
Gotcha.
She said she was able to successfully do that.
Good. That's excellent. Okay.
For my understanding, I asked that as well. I think that was a fake nose ring. It would make sense if she had her nose pierced. You know, a lot of people, especially ones that go through trauma, like to get piercings and they like the pain and they enjoy that. So that's another sign too when you're younger and you want, you know, you have lots of piercings or lots of something that pain's inflicted. Always ask a child because that is a number one sign of that, or kids that cut themselves or any of that. That is a huge sign. But no, she did not. No, I don't think she had an IUD. No, she was supposedly wasn't she wasn't active with anybody. All right, let's keep going. We got a little bit.
I know we talked a lot about like, you know, kind of just briefly mentioned with her. And I know you've only known her for a short period of time, but you haven't noticed a dramatic shift from when you first met her to now that's negative. Like, have you?
Correct. When this first came up, my first thoughts are, oh, things have been better. So
Okay.
I'm like,
So it's surprising to you, it sounds like.
How did
we get to this point?
Yes.
Okay. So there's nothing that would stand out to you that would make you think that something was on, like that things were declining at home. You actually thought things were actually getting better at home based on what she was telling you.
From the information that I had from her,
Okay.
without at that point having spoken to friends or anything I had, to me, the perception was things are getting better.
And what was the last date that you met with her?
I mean, kids can be irregular, Marcia. The abuse is a sign for mostly adults, but kids could be. I mean, my daughter, when she was little, we had to do the little bicycles. When she wore diapers and stuff, she would get constipation, and the doctor told us to do bicycles. So we would take our legs with the little diapers and do that. So that's not. I mean, it's not something that's out of the ordinary until you hear that your partner or your ex is doing something like that and likes the kinky anal, then it's a sign. But I mean, overall, kids being constipated, that's pretty typical if you talk to a doctor. Jay, maybe the Notebook. What was her mom giving? Was her mom giving her script to Maddie for Maddie to? Yeah, that's a good question. A really good question. All right, let's go a little bit past. We're gonna listen to teacher Annalise. Her name's Annalise.
Okay.
All right. Let's get a chair, please.
ANNELISE.
98.
Mm-hmm.
Put 88. Sorry, I'm projecting my own age here. And what's a good address for you? It is February 29th, 2024, about 1:12 p.m.
I am.
Okay. Just bear with me. I'm going to take some notes while we talk.
Mm-hmm.
All right. How well do you think?
I think I know her pretty well.
Okay.
I mean, we've had some interactions. There's a lot of kids in.
Okay.
You know, I have seen some interactions with her.
Okay. Who does she hang out with the most in class?
She hangs out with a student. Her name is.
Okay.
And another girl in my class.
So, redact.
Or she felt like something was wrong. She always wanted to bring her friends with her. She always
Okay.
had like a buddy system with her.
Okay.
To kind of huddle in, and they would be like asking the question for her.
Okay. So was she shy or was she?
I don't know if maybe like shy around authority figures,
Okay.
because I see her like with her friends, and she's not.
Yeah.
You know, they're playing volleyball and
Yeah.
laughing and talking.
Okay. That makes
Yeah.
sense. Have you ever talked to any of the other teachers at the school about? Have you heard anything else about her?
Nope.
Okay.
I know she did get Student of the Week a few weeks ago.
All right, this is where she talks about getting Student of the Week while Stefan Stearns is not around. All right. Hold on. Go around. You have to. My wife is picking my daughter up, and it's like she doesn't know how. How do you not know how? She's like, I can't get in. Sorry, guys. I know. I just need to do this real quick, so then I can stream a little bit longer if she picks her up. So, all right. Anyway, so she talks about this right now, Maddie doing better while LOL, yeah, while Stefan Stearns is gone. And I lost my train of thought what I was gonna say. Dang it. All right, let's play for a minute because I forgot what I was gonna say.
Okay.
The week of February 16th. I think Mr. Luca, I saw the report. She put her on there, nominated her.
I know what I was gonna say. Jen Soto did not want Tyler Wallace being in her life and being the sole or even 50-50 of a parent. So a lot of people say bad things about Tyler Wallace. I think he did his absolute best to do what he can, especially it was a long time ago that he had fought for custody, and Jen's mom, Yolanda, paid for top-notch lawyers to get her sole custody. So when people blame Tyler, I think he did the best that he could in getting custody, and Jen absolutely wanted SSI and child support and everything else that she could take advantage of. So I have trouble blaming Tyler in this. Jen is a sneaky, conniving lady.
Any idea what she was nominated for?
I remember what it said. Excellence or something like that. She did something in her class.
Okay.
And Mr. Luca nominated her.
Yes.
Have you ever had like a one-on-one conversation? Did she confide in you? Do you feel like you guys were that close? Or?
Yep.
There were some times we do some testing in the beginning of the year, like fitness testing.
Okay.
And she was running and she was telling me I can't do it. And I was like, that's okay. Like, do you need to get your inhaler? And she was like, yes. So I walked her to the locker room.
Okay.
We got her inhaler, and then I just told her, like, it's okay to sit out. Like, you don't have to, run crazy.
Yeah.
So we've had that, like, one-on-one. And then times where she felt like she needed to go to the counselor.
Okay.
She was upset about something or anxious. She would ask me. That's when her friends would kind of huddle in with her.
Okay.
And she would say, like, she needs to go to the counselor. Like, to go to the counselor. And then I would write her a pass, send her to Miss. And
I
then,
don't know. Go right there. All right, folks. There's Daddy Tyler Wallace, and I believe that. So there's little Maddie, so cute. Tyler, and that looks like Tyler quite a bit. So I think that is Maddie's other grandma, and then that almost looks like maybe her mom or great grandma, but that is her biological father. And I believe he did the best that he could with his military career. And anybody that blames Tyler, yeah, I can't take you seriously if you blame Tyler.
Any signs of depression or suicidal inclinations? How was her grade in your class? Probably a little atypical, right?
she doesn't dress out.
Okay.
So she had a locker.
Why doesn't she dress out?
I'm unsure.
Okay.
I don't know. She did have a locker assigned to her at the beginning of the year. I checked it just recently. Asked me to check it.
Okay.
And there was nothing on there, and there was nothing in the locker.
Okay.
A lot of kids don't like dressing out. They don't like changing in front of kids, or they feel uncomfortable. But we always give them options. There's like little showers in the back and the bathroom. But
Okay. So if she doesn't dress out, does she still participate, or does she do
yeah,
something
they're
different?
allowed to still participate.
Okay,
We
so
give
she
them
just-
2 separate grades
Okay.
of like dress out and participation.
Okay.
Mhm. It's a little different too with PE because they get pulled out of our classes to go to tutoring or other things like that.
Okay.
So
Okay. Has she been pulled out of your class for anything like that?
I believe
You mentioned
so.
the counselor. Anything else?
I think we do this thing called MTSS.
Okay.
It's an intervention like tutoring.
Okay.
I believe she was on that list for a little bit in the beginning of the year. So she would go like twice a week. They would take her out of PE
Okay.
and she would go there.
And what's it called?
MTSS intervention.
MTSS intervention.
Yeah, that's with Miss Godwin.
Okay.
I believe she was on that list.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. Have you ever seen any signs of abuse for her or anything like that?
No,
Any bruises? Any references to anything that was going on?
no.
I know it's kind of hard looking back now.
Yeah,
It always
I
is.
know. But
Okay.
no, I mean, I guess just maybe the inclination of like,
All right. There is Tatiana Wallace and Tyler Wallace. And if you guys were following this case from the beginning, then you saw Tyler and Tatiana at the vigil. Tatiana gave a speech. She was one of the first people to speak on Maddie's behalf, and she was really broken up and crying. Tyler couldn't speak because he was just so out of it. Now, we saw Tyler on the news, and we heard that Jen got Maddie cremated, and she split the ashes with Tyler. Yeah, kind of like she never existed. So, really bad, but that is them, and they loved her, and look at how sweet little Maddie is. Oh, it breaks my heart.
her maybe wearing a hoodie all the time. But
Okay.
like, it's
Okay.
cold, you know,
Yeah.
you don't know.
Yeah.
So,
Kids. Yeah.
yeah. But
Okay. Nothing obvious. Yeah, she hasn't mentioned anything to you.
no,
Never saw any bruising. Nothing
Mm-mm.
crazy like that.
no.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there anything else you think I need to know about your relationship?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, just the only thing I would say is just, to me, she was a very anxious child. So
Okay.
for her to
Yeah, when a child's anxious that young and has so many issues and already, is just going through so many problems, you gotta look at them a little bit deeper and ask them what's going on. I feel like nobody took the time to do that, and I don't know why. I really don't. I don't know if it's just another kid. That Blue Sapphire, it is not wrong to want to see Stefan, wants to see Stefan on trial, no plea. That might happen. I don't know that they're going to give him a plea. Now, they're probably going to make him show up. They're going to probably have to make him show up because so far he hasn't showed up to anything. He hasn't gone to any of his hearings, and I feel like they're gonna have to make him. Jay wearing her Jody to cover up makes her feel safe. Her what? Jody wearing her. I'm not sure. Jewelry, maybe. Oh yeah, her jewelry, her nose ring. Yeah, probably. All right, we're just about done with this. I'm gonna come to the Angela teacher next.
Okay. Cool. How do you?
So far, I haven't heard much except for a character witness where I ask, will they testify? Other than character and talking about what she said about Stearns, there's not a lot here. Although when they start asking the teachers, did you ever see her, signs of being essayed, etc., it would make me ask a lot more questions if I were them. And Graciela, I'll see you later. I messaged you back. I did get your email. All right, let's listen to Angela, the teacher.
She's at my first period class, so she's supposed to be my first period class.
Okay. What do you teach?
I teach.
Okay. How well do you know her?
I thought pretty well. She has been in my class all year round. She's always very sweet, and she struggles a bit. I mean, all my kids are intensive kids, so far the students were struggling. She was on my door decorating team.
So I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but she's been in your class.
Bestie 77, what's up? Better late than never. And yeah, this teacher is a little upbeat. She's a little upbeat, and it makes me wonder why they don't ask about it. I wonder if the detectives already knew or had told them that Maddie was no longer with them. It's interesting how they don't ask a lot of questions. They don't seem to know a lot either.
Since fall.
Since the beginning of the year.
Fall
yes,
of 23, and then, okay,
Mhm.
okay.
She was on my door decorating team. She was
Okay.
actually chosen to be my student of the week from 2 weeks ago for helping us win our door decorating competition with her friends.
Okay.
And she came before school and after school a couple times for that event, which was 1 week.
Okay. So she got student of the week.
Yes.
For the door
Sure. Her
decorating.
certificate's on my desk to give her.
Okay. Did they win door decorating?
Yeah.
You said that she came early.
Yes, her and her team with a few other students to help with the door decorating.
In this picture, Maddie looks really high, really out of it, and Jen just looks haggard. Hashtag arrest Jen Soto. Oh, arrest that potato. She's so culpable, everybody. She didn't pay attention to her daughter at all. And Stefan was hovering around her most of the time. He was always hovering. Since server, they don't ask the right questions. I agree. But I feel like Stefan was always there. For the last 7 or 8 years, he was always where Maddie was and always just hovering. Why did nobody ask? I don't understand. I don't think Maddie went to the doctor at all. I don't think she took her to the doctor.
The week of literacy week, which
Okay.
check if you need exact.
Well, let me refrain from saying that. She took her to the doctor to get her medication and such, but she must have told her not to say anything. She must have coached her on something because she was being heavily abused for years. That I don't understand.
Kind of like when we are working in class, she's able to, and then she does get extended time. It's
Okay.
the follow through and getting things done that she didn't really do very often.
Okay. Have you seen any real shifts in her behavior?
No.
Okay.
If anything, I would say that it was almost better since like door decorating. Like I felt like she was trying a little bit harder in class.
Okay. And I'm sorry, when was the door decorating competition?
I think that's what I was gonna find out what that picture was from. I'm sorry.
I can't understand what exactly she's saying, but I feel like so far none of these witnesses or interviews would go to trial or be on the stand for anything. I don't hear a lot from anybody. I feel like nobody knew much. And arts and cards with Angela. What did Sloan Bella have to say about Maddie? Just curious, since you brought that up.
So that picture was when it was finished, was January 26th. So that was a Friday. So that full week was when we did door decorating.
Okay.
January 22nd through the 26th.
22nd.
And there was a few days before school and a few days after school that they came and decorated.
All right, now they're talking about bits and pieces of Maddie and what she did, what her character was like. Pamela Borges says they have plenty of evidence against Jen to arrest her. I think they're waiting to get more evidence to sentence her with a substantial amount of time. That is what I believe the entire time. I think they want something substantial because when you look right out just on the surface, they could 100% arrest her for neglect, for lying to the police, which is obstructing justice, and maybe one or two other small things that we talked about on duty, Ron. So I think you're right, Pamela. I think you're 100% right. They want something substantial is the key. Thank you so much for the $10 super chat. Who's going to jump on the bandwagon? All right, let's go.
I no longer have the log of what days they came.
Okay.
I just, once I had her name on the list.
I'll just mark it as the end of January.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there anything else you think I need to know about? Is anybody she talked to? Anybody? Do you feel like anybody she might have confided in?
Friends, and then when I'm talking to other teachers, they go, "Oh no, the other so on." They are like, "Oh, we don't see us as much." But I would have said that together. All in my first period together. Okay. So they're all together, and I kind of just associate the three of them together.
Redact.
Nick or Nicholas. I don't know if it needs to be official or not.
All right, now
Nick.
Now we're looking at teacher Nicholas. Again, I think there are just two people to blame. However, if you were in this situation and you were in close proximity with Madeline, I would hope that myself or one of you would have questioned it a little bit further, seeing so many red flags that were missed. So I hope that if it was me, that I would say something if I saw somebody in that predicament in the way I see her. Now, when I see kids, I do talk to them, especially if they seem sad or displaced. I'm like, hey, how's it going? Like, what's up? I do try to get them to open up. Not to say that she would, but I think that maybe not blame people around her, but maybe just hold them a little bit more accountable, including myself. If that was to happen to somebody around me, I would definitely hold myself accountable. A learning lesson. This is an expensive learning lesson. Kimberly McDonald says, hi, Jay, Hun, and Maz. Late catching up. Better late than never. All right.
Nicholas, I don't know if it needs to be official or not.
All right. Nicholas? Last name?
Okay, we know your name.
I guess she has her, we call them sleepy days.
Okay.
Where she'll come in, just want to do nothing but put her head down and kind of ignore most things, but then she'll end up doing her work later on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do a lot of kids do that?
Not really.
Okay.
No. A lot of them will put their head down, but she'll do it a lot more often than the other ones.
Okay. Just bear with me.
Oh, no, of course. No, that's good.
I'm definitely not blaming teachers. Teachers do have a lot on their plates with so many students. And this teacher just said she had her sleepy days. She put her head down. Now, I can relate to that. My daughter did that the first week of school. Now, she has ADHD. I don't sit there and blame that, but she does have ADHD. And when she sleeps at night, she has a little bit of trouble settling down to go to sleep and then staying asleep. So she'll have her days where she puts her head down and the teacher doesn't bother her. Is anything like this even close to happening? Fuck no. No. My daughter is my world. So you can't really compare the two of Madeline having a sleepy day and a regular kid that's actually sleepy having a sleepy day. So it is hard to blame the teacher. I just think they need to be more educated and know that this stuff happens. And look at how pretty she is. She looks like her dad. Oh, little mini me.
Would you say your relationship is close with her?
As far as teacher-student goes, I would say fairly average. I don't know much about her personal life or anything like that, but I keep academic tabs on her mostly.
Okay.
Yeah. But the typical, hey, how's your weekend? Did you have fun? I knew she had a birthday party this past weekend, stuff like that, but basic information.
Yes.
Just typical conversations?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you guys ever have one-on-one conversations? Was it always in a group and passing, things like that?
If we ever had one-on-one conversations, it was just about grades and maybe that she wasn't she needed to pull up something or turn in an assignment, but that would not have been more than once, maybe twice.
Okay, so she never confided anything in you. You guys never talked about home life, anything like that?
unfortunately, no.
Okay.
Nope.
No, I was a substitute teacher for my class, but I never actually saw her in person.
Okay. When was the sub?
Oh, wow. Oh, when I got married.
All right, guys, don't forget to hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe. I'm almost at 16,500. I'm just a few short, and I know you guys are out there. I know there's people out there that haven't subscribed to my channel. So please help me get into the algorithm and get better content, better guests, content faster. I do appreciate you all. Jesse Garcia, what's up? Yeah, all support is appreciated. Don't forget to hit the like button, but definitely I know there are people that haven't subscribed that are watching the content. So please help me out and subscribe.
Great. October 21st, I think, was when she was my sub.
Okay.
Might have been a week before that.
October 23?
Yeah, October 2023, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Have you seen any recent changes in her behavior?
Recent? No. No.
How about changes overall in her behavior?
Actually, I don't know why it says recent, but not really.
Okay.
She had less sleepy days, I guess.
Okay.
Would actually be a thing.
Okay.
It was more so in the beginning of the year. But other than that, no changes.
She's so pretty, y'all. Ashley Valentine, thank you for the $2 super chat. Precious Maddie had a horrible life. I agree so much, and it's so sad. My daughter is 9 going on 10, and it just hits too close to me. And I feel her close friends need to be interviewed again. Their kids would be hard to get the truth out of, but they can't just interview them once. I agree with. These people, adults, don't seem to have much insight at all.
Has she had any signs of depression or suicidal ideations, inclinations?
Nothing with suicide. I know that like fatigue and stuff like that can be a sign of depression, but without anything being confided in me, I never assumed or anything like that. I just
Okay.
she never got any sleep.
Okay. What's her grades like?
They were a little bit rough, and then she brought them up.
Okay.
She'll go through phases of not turning anything in, turning everything in, not turning it in, turning it all in. I would still say.
So I bet you when she was doing really good, Stefan Stearns wasn't there. He was definitely drugging her. I bet you she was really tired when she went to school from letting that wear off. Man, and Maddie had a meltdown on Saturday night. Yeah, she didn't want to go home. I wish Grandma would have listened.
They probably in the BC range, but I'm not 100% sure right now. I have to pull it up.
No big shifts in behavior, nothing like that?
No.
Okay.
Nope. Even on that Friday, she said, okay, I'll see you Monday.
Do you know which Friday that was?
The Friday before her birthday party, and she disappeared.
Okay. When was that? Was that the 16th? 23rd.
The 23rd, I believe, is when, yeah, because we had Jerry Craft the day before, basketball game.
Okay.
Yeah, so as we were leaving 7th period, I always say, like, oh, I'll see you guys Monday. And I'm pretty sure she said something along the lines of see you Monday too, but can't be 100% sure.
Okay. Anything else you think I need to know? About talk to friends, anything she
Yeah, unfortunately.
said, anything?
Unfortunately, I don't think I have any more information that you guys have, because a student did come up to me and tell me that.
Yeah, so far none of these teachers really had much information, which is very sad, but it's not really their job to. It's just if something stood out, I wish they would have said something. I feel like they didn't see anything odd though, although they should have. Spent all additional horrific audio and docs becoming public. Thanks, Jay. Amazing community. You're welcome. You're welcome, and we're doing this together.
She Was talking with friends about wanting to live in the woods, like after she turned 13, but I think you guys already have all that.
Yeah.
Other than that, no, she just seemed like a very like normal, like on the quiet and tired side, but like a very normal kid, you know?
Okay.
Wouldn't have thought anything would be up with her. She had a birthday party coming up, so we assumed that she would actually be in really good, you know, spirits and stuff like that too.
Okay. Anything else?
I wish I had more.
All right.
Sorry.
That's okay. I appreciate taking time to talk to me,
Yeah,
Nick.
of course, anytime.
Can you swear to affirm everything you told me is true and correct?
Yes,
All
absolutely.
right. Have a good one.
Absolutely.
Today's date is February 29th, 2024. The time is 13:18 hours. This is Detective Hunt for OCSO case 24-0-11313. Can you state your full name?
Elizabeth Ellis.
Elizabeth. And is that common?
All right, this is Miss Ellis, another teacher, and we'll see if she has any insight, and will they testify? They're all on the witness list, but many times people don't make it to actually testify.
Spelling, Elizabeth?
Yes.
And how do you spell Ellis?
ELLIS.
Yeah.
All right, before we get into teacher Elizabeth, Dee Dee, thank you so much for the $9.99 super chat. You say thank you for all you do, Jay. You're very welcome. I'm here for you, and I'm here to see justice, complete and utter justice for Maddie. We need Jen Soto to be arrested. Every day I wake up and check the WFTV Florida to see if Jen's been arrested. Are there any updates? All right. Emma says, unless I missed it, I'll never understand how grandma could say no and let her granddaughter go home that night, no matter what reason. I agree. You didn't miss anything. That is what happened.
And how long have you worked here?
This is my 10th year.
10 years. Wow. Okay. And you were teaching this whole year?
Yes.
And you've been employed here this whole year?
Yes.
Okay. Are you familiar with a 7th grade student that goes here by the name of
My
Madeline
students.
Soto.
and you teach her? What period do you have her?
She was in my 3rd period, and then in January she was moved to my 6th period.
Okay. And are you familiar with why I'm out here to talk to you at all?
Yes.
Okay, cool. I just wanted to see if maybe you had an idea. Well, I just have a very specific few questions regarding. Can you maybe tell me, I guess, tell me a little bit about her, what's she like?
She's very quiet, reserved. She looks sad quite often.
Okay.
I wonder if this teacher is saying this now or if she ever brought this up. Her being sad, quiet, reserved. I wonder if she knows that Maddie's no longer with us. Gloria says, you're the best, Jay. Excited to catch you live. Well, thank you. Keep chatting, Gloria.
Even as they on your assignment, like to redirect her within a very short amount of time, she's lost focus again. She'll have her head down. She's often in the clinic, whether she was in my 3rd period or currently in my 6th period. She's oftentimes in the clinic.
Okay. And what's that for, usually?
Either she's not feeling well or she has anxiety.
Okay. When you say she's not feeling well, what does that mean? Did she tell you ever?
She's like, I'm not feeling good. Can I go to the nurse?
Did you describe it at all? Like, my stomach's hurting, my head's hurting, I'm feeling sad, anxious.
I just know that she has anxiety.
Okay.
So I just allow her to go to the nurse and see the nurse.
And is that common in other periods too that you know of? I don't know if y'all ever talk about it.
I don't know about the other periods, but it stayed about the same as far as 3rd period versus 6th period.
Okay. Is she ever absent from school?
She is. Without looking at my attendance sheets, I can't tell you how frequent it is.
Would you describe her just off the top of your head as like frequently absent, or is it just not frequent enough for you to notice and call it something?
Because she's in the clinic so much and she goes home, she's missing my class a lot.
Got it.
So whether
horrible audio. Now, she went home a lot and missed her class. I wonder who picked her up. Was it Jen that picked her up? Jen didn't work a lot. Was Stefan there quite a bit, picking her up and then taking her home? And I feel like a lot of times that in those pictures, Maddie was not awake. And now I remember that statement where Jen Soto said, or one of the girlfriends said, Stefan Stearns likes when I lay flat and pretend like I'm dead. I feel like he was doing that with Maddie, and when he drugged her, he had complete and utter control, and that's how he liked it. Oh, so bad, so sad.
Home or she's still in the clinic. She does miss my class a lot.
Okay. So you said normally she's very quiet and reserved. How long have you known her for?
For the school year.
This is the first year you've taught her here.
Yes.
Is she a new student here?
I am unsure.
Okay, that's fine. Have you noticed any recent changes in her behavior?
I have.
Okay, how so?
On January 22nd, with her being moved, and the only reason why I know this is because I was looking at my talking points. And on January 22nd, I met through talking points and said that, explained to her that she had been moved to my 6th period and that I'm noticing she's more tired, more like withdrawn in my 6th period class. Like she's lost more focus than usual. And I just forgot. You're just seeing her in her natural state. I forgot to give her medicine.
So she got moved into your 6th period class?
Correct.
Where was she moved from?
So she was so there was a problem with chorus.
Oh, okay.
And so the only other period that particular chorus that she was in was 3rd period. So they swapped 3rd and 6th. So she's now in chorus 3rd period and me 6th period. And it was different.
So she was just moved for timing reasons, for scheduling reasons.
Right.
Gotcha. But there was nothing happening in chorus. You know of.
Well, Jen Soto was hiding with her family. Yes, she's either with her sister or her mom, and she's still out in that area, just so you know. Again, many red flags were missed. I agree. We're almost at 2 hours, so this audio sounds terrible, y'all. I think I might finish this up and then go with the teachers and the neighbors after, because we got quite a bit to go. And I have 359 people in chat, and it's a Friday night. So I think we'll finish this teacher up. She sounds the most like she she knew something, or that she thought she knew something. Listen to her. I think she's the most, I don't even know what she sounds like she knew something or suspected something more than anybody else. The other people are just completely, they seem to be oblivious.
I just know that there was an issue with something happening in chorus with students.
Gotcha. So there's some sort of issue in chorus.
Correct.
So they switched her around so she'd be in your 6th period.
Correct.
Got it. And I guess there's different students in that other period of chorus.
Correct.
Gotcha. Sorry, gotta make sure I write.
You're fine.
Yes, this teacher was the most vigilant, although she didn't do anything. She was the most vigilant in the interviews, but nobody did anything. She might be the one that they call up on the stand, or more of a witness than anybody else. Nobody else seems to know anything. They were just like, oh yeah, she seemed tired or sleepy, but it was her ADHD. They all had excuses.
And so you noticed that her behavior was a lot different from 3rd to 6th periods. She was more withdrawn, more tired. That's just how she more often is. Like that's her natural kind of.
So that particular day when I messaged her, she's like, that's something to the effect of, that's her, you're seeing her in her natural state. I forgot to give her ADHD meds or something like that.
Gotcha. That particular day.
Yeah. But it didn't seem to improve.
Yes.
But that's just how she was.
Yeah.
Okay. What about her grades? How have they been?
So all year they've been DF.
Okay.
And in the past, like she wouldn't do all of her assignments, but like every couple of assignments she would do one. But lately, since moving into my 6th period, she hasn't. There might be 1 or 2 assignments that she completed since moving into my 6th period till now.
Okay. Have you talked to her about it, or
Okay, so this is the teacher that texted Jen, so maybe she did notice. And there's also, I'm not sure if this was the other teacher or this is the teacher that emailed back. I can't remember because I have not heard that yet. And the day that Jen emailed the teacher when Maddie was missing, it was 5:36, which was way past time that they get out. So what the heck was she doing? Yeah, I'm definitely not surprised about the grades, but I wonder why nobody dug deeper. And hello, Paul. Long time no talk, says Holly Sawbones. All right, this teacher is informative.
I do. I meet with her weekly. Like, hey, how's your assignments going? She's like, I'm working on them.
Okay.
But that's like the extent of
she
it.
just says she's working on it? And in your weekly meetings, I mean, has she ever talked about life at home and mentioned being sad or depressed or okay?
No.
Has she ever shown any signs of being depressed?
I mean, with her just, it's hard. It's hard to tell because she was always having anxiety. She was always like, putting her head down like she wasn't feeling well. So,
has she ever? I guess has she ever expressed anything? I know that you would have reported it, obviously, but has she ever expressed anything about wanting to hurt someone else or hurt herself?
No.
So, as far as like her state of mind or her mental state in your class, as far
these are huge red flags, everybody, huge. And that teacher knew it deep down and on the surface. She seemed to know it. She's the only one expressing anything. Yeah, they did seem like they were in denial, but she was the most one that was aware of something. And yet she doesn't say that. She talked to Jen, she brought it up, she had a meeting, nothing.
As far as you know, she's just very quiet, but you wouldn't necessarily describe that as like sad or depressed, just withdrawn.
Correct.
That's what it sounds like. I just want to make sure I'm understanding.
Like having a hard time focusing.
Yeah. But she also has ADHD, right? So
She does. She also has an IEP.
Oh, okay. So do you think maybe
So I always thought that it was part like because she struggles with learning.
Mhm.
So I always thought, kids that struggle with learning also are a little bit withdrawn and have a hard time focusing.
Yeah.
So
it's common of kids who struggle, and that might be because they're just not understanding okay.
Correct.
I guess has there been any
Marta Watson, Jen did use her mom's address to be in a different school district to have a better school and be in a better school than the one in the area that they live. So why did her mom use the address to be in a better school district when she wasn't going to do anything? That's a good question. Jen didn't seem to help her with anything. As a matter of fact, she hindered her by having her boyfriend or her ex-boyfriend taking care of Maddie, giving Maddie a shower, giving her pills. What was she doing? I can't have that excuse that I can't use that excuse that she just was out of it and drugged up all the time. I'm just not buying that. I'm not buying it at all.
Aside from being moved to your 6th period, has there been any other notable shift in behavior that in your experience might indicate something's happening at home or in your experience that there's something more going on? Okay. So nothing has kind of raised any red flags with you that there might be something happening.
The only difference is from when she was moved to my 6, I did notice that the behavior changed, and that's why I
Okay.
Like,
yeah.
I think Jen is a pill addict too, but there's a lot of people that take prescription medications and they've been taking it for years or all the time, that aren't just sitting there like a big dope, that aren't all just because she's a pill addict. It's not like she was sitting there with needles in her arm hanging out, just all catatonic on the couch. That's much different than that. Much different. Absolutely disgusting.
I got it. Any other like interaction or involvement with you specifically, or any other conversations?
We've had other conversations about her not passing my class, and hey, she's missing these assignments.
And what's her what'd she say to that?
Sometimes she'll respond, and sometimes okay, I'll work with her on it, but
okay, it sounds like that's kind of I'm working on it kind of thing, but nothing really definitive.
Correct.
Okay. Has she ever disclosed that anything being abused at home in any way, physically, sexually, verbally?
No.
She's never disclosed or shown any signs of that you've been a teacher for 10 years, so I trust that you can see that kind of stuff, or you have your own way of identifying that. But
I've been a teacher for 13.
Oh, so yeah. Even more so.
So no,
okay.
I haven't noticed that.
Gotcha. So nothing that's raised that red flag to you thus far. And there's also, if I'm understanding you right, nothing that's raised a red flag that she's necessarily sad or depressed, but it seems more like she's withdrawn because of her, possibly because she has trouble learning.
Man, that excuse was used so much. Could you imagine if she was not diagnosed with ADHD or autism or whatever? Would someone have looked into it further? That's all I keep hearing them say is, oh, she was tired because she had ADHD. What a shit story. I can't wait to see your video to how Jennifer Soto arrested. Me too. All right, let's wrap this up.
It's how I have process it.
Well, that's what it appears like to you, right? It would look different otherwise, I guess. Okay. Well, I mean, obviously we're out here talking to you because we're all working very hard and very concerned, and we're all just looking for some things that might help us. Is there anything, as someone who's known her for several more months than I have, that might help me or help any of us get in her head a little bit and maybe figure something out?
Unfortunately, I wish I did. But
that's fine. That's completely fine. I just, always looking for something. But do you have any questions for me? Is there anything I can? Okay.
No.
Cool. Well, thank you for talking to me. Can I just have you do one more thing? Raise your right hand. Do you swear that everything you told me is truth?
Yes.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm going to end this 13:38.
All right. Those we still have the teacher, Brett, and neighbors, and it's really funny. The neighbors, when he asks them to raise their right hand and say they're telling the truth, they're like, wait, what? We're telling the truth to the best of our ability. Really funny. They're older neighbors and they've seen certain things, but not everything. So are you serious? What's up? Good to see you. Good to see you all on a Friday, and we have a 3-day weekend coming up, so I hope you guys get Monday off, because Jen pushed the ADHD narrative to everyone. She might as well have tattooed it in her forehead. I hate Jen Soto. I agree. We need to watch out for that. We need to watch out for parents using excuses like that. That's a horrible excuse, but it worked. It worked. The autism and ADHD, and Jen pulled that card. She pulled that card with the police officers, with the reporters. She pulled that card with everybody. So watch out for that, for people that use an excuse of anything. Oh, they're this, so they're that. No, well, tell me about them. Tell me what's going on with them personally. Ugh. So awful. And thank you, Overprotected 1111, for making it. Let's say a prayer for Maddie. I haven't seen you in chat, but thank you for making it here. Please do, y'all, hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed, please do. There are quite a bit of people still in chat. And if you're on the replay crew and you're replaying this and you hear me say subscribe, please don't forget to. And don't forget to hit the like button, share it with everybody, and thank you. Thank you. Agree. Overprotected. Amen. No excuse. Love you, Randy B. You guys have a wonderful night. By the time you see me again, I should have this cold all cleared up. All right. I've been streaming all week with you guys, and I've had a cold all week, but now I'm feeling much better just in time for the weekend. So thank you for putting up with me all week long and being here and supporting me. All the super chats, super stickers, gifted memberships. Thank you all. I love you and have a wonderful night.
Guilty of crime.
I want to thank you for watching. If you enjoyed my content, please share this video, like, and subscribe. You can also follow me over at Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, X, or Gmail. If you'd like to donate to my channel, you can use Cash App or Venmo or PayPal. Thank you very much in advance. Guilty of crime.
Are you guilty?